Hey everybody, it's Matt from Britical, Saiyans here, and today I'm going to show you my red Bardock's crew deck. So, Bardock, he's got 2 permanents. You can't include extra cards with energy cost of 2 or more in your deck. And then he's got the other permanent, all your red Bardock's crew cards in your battle area with an original energy cost of 1 or less have their costs increased by 2, so they become 3 costs while they're in play. Also, when he attacks, you choose up to 1 red Saiyan card, original energy cost of 1 in your hand and play it. And then his awakening is when your life is at 4 or less, or you have 3 or more mono red Saiyan cards in play, you can draw 1 card, and then if you're awakening with the 3 in play, you take your life down to 4, otherwise it's just awaken at 4. And then flippity over, it has double strike, it's got the same pediment, but its auto this time is you draw a card and then you do the rest of the auto to play one out. So it's always draw first and then play the red Saiyan out, and he's got straight up double strike every time as well. So he's always swinging 15 double, as well as putting a body on the board. So the unison for the deck is 4 copies of the Mass Saiyan Avenger from another dimension. So, it's got permanent. During your turn, this card gains an extra 1000 power for each red Saiyan card in your battle area. So, there we go. +1, activate main. You place up to 1 red Saiyan card into your drop area with an energy cost of 1 and draw 1 card. He's then got -2, activate main, you draw 1 card, choose all your red Saiyan cards, energy cost of 3 or less, and they gain 5k power. So, can really help with endgame, this card, as well as it can help with filtering. So, very, very good card. And it's a very cheap unison, because it only costs 2 to bring out. Onto the extra cards. So, to start off with, we've got 1 after image technique. So there's a spark in the gate, but it's not actually a negate. It doesn't actually negate the attack. It just means that you can choose a battle card or your leader card to gain 40k power, and then you minus 1 of their battle cards by 10k. And sparking 5, you take 1 if you got 5 or less on drop.
Or more.
5 or more. Shh. I know what I meant. The sparking 5 is 5 more. I know what I meant. People probably know what I meant, but people can have a giggle over that if they want to. I cry. Anyway, so moving on, we got 2 copies of King Vegeta's Imposing Presence. So, oh god, this is wordy. Counter-attack, if your leader card is mono red Saiyan card, you may choose the attacking card, ignoring barrier, and it gets -10k power for a turn. Your opponent can't attack. What? Yeah, okay. I don't know why I did an S there. Your opponent can't attack with cards for a turn unless they give the attacking card -5k power for the turn each time. You can't activate copies of this card from your hand for the turn. But he's got a permanent. If your life is at 3 or less, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost by choosing 1 card in your hand and discarding it. So, very, very good card for red. It's literally red Saiyans, isn't it? Yeah. So it does have its restrictions. If it could just go in red decks, then hello cooler. Showing his cringe face after that. It's like, wait, what? No.
Well, like my red face.
So another negate option for the deck I've gone with is that all you've got? So this one actually is a negate. So you pay 1, and then you can pitch a red card from your hand and choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards to get -15k power. We've then gone with 2 Unending Awakening. The reasoning why there is these extra negates on top of these is because the After Image is technically not a negate, and neither is the King Vegeta Presence. It's just a stall card. So I thought it'd be nice to have actual negates for the deck. So Unending Awakening, negate the attack, and then choose one of your red Saiyan leader cards, and it gains 5k for the turn. So it gives you a mini Senzu Bean. Well, it gives you Senzu Bean basically, and negates attack. So it's great. We then got 3 copies of Wolfang Fist, because we have a unison, and Wolfang Fist is an awesome card. is counter-attack. If your leader card is mono red, which obviously Bardock is, you can choose up to one attacking battle card or leader card, ignore one barrier, and it gets minus 15k power. So again, because this isn't an actual negate, which is why there are actual negates in the deck, because I feel you still kind of need those sometimes. But then it's got permanent. If you have a red unison card in play, you can activate this card's scan skill from your hand without paying its energy cost, which is just disgusting. And then for the last of the extra cards, we've got 3 copies of Invasion of Bardock's Crew. So if you don't like this card, you can easily swap it out for any of the options that you feel you're wanting to run instead. Or if you want to add safety to your Bardock's Crew, you can run Strategies of Universe 7, which basically is a 0 cost. It is 0 cost, isn't it? Yeah. It gives all your red Saiyans barrier, so it makes them harder to get rid of. So you can either use this or that. I just thought I would give this a go, see how I feel about it, and then probably switch to strategies. But at the moment, kind of happy with it, but it is more likely going to lean to putting strategies in. But the reason why it is run at the moment is because 1 cost, activate main. If your leader card is Bardock's Crew card, choose 1. So you look at the top 7 cards on your deck, play up to 1 Bardock's Crew for energy cost of 1 from among them, and then shuffle your deck. So it helps get more into play, and deck fins. And then choose up to 2 red Bardock's Crew for the other one. You choose up to 2 red Bardock's Crew cards with different card names with energy cost of 1 in your drop area, and play them with their skills negated for a turn. So yes, they don't have their skills for a turn, but it just means you're getting more board presence. But it's up to you guys how you want to go with that. So into the 1 costs, I don't know, the rest of the deck is basically 1 cost. Yeah. So to start off with, we have the leader of the crew, Bardock himself. So Bardock, when he swings, you can add a card from your life to your hand, and he gains 11k power. If you got 2 more energy, when he hits, you put it back into the active, and then you look. Is it top 5 on it? No, top 7. Sorry. And then you play it to 1 Bardock's Crew, energy cost of 1 from among them, and then you can't use this skill. No, you can't attack with this. Can't attack with it, and you can't use the skill again. So yeah, it just helps you get more board presence, and because he goes into active, it's great, because it then makes it harder to get rid of. And then we got 4 copies of Chain Attack Ball Ghost. Pretty much after this, guys, they all have the Permanent of Bond 3, as far as I can remember. Yes, so they all have Permanent Bond 3, but the Ball Ghost gains 11k power. When he's played, you draw a card. Simple as. Frosher, again, same Permanent. Also, when this one's played, you look at top 5, you can add a Bardock's Crew. Add up to 1 Bardock's card. Yeah, Bardock's Crew card with energy cost of 5 or less, or up to 1 red unison with a specified cost of 2. So it's your normal search that you expect from cards these days. And then we've got 4 copies of Shigesh. He does have unique, so some of you might question why there's 4 if he's got unique, but that's just because you want to see this guy, you want him on the board. He's your aggressive 1 cost out of all the Bardock's Crew, really. Obviously apart from Bardock himself, because he does have a bit of aggression. But he's got Permanent Bond 3. His works slightly differently, because he has 5k base power, whereas you notice the other guys have 4k. He gains 10k in double strike, basically. And then we've got 4 copies of Tora. So Tora gains blocker at Bond 3, but he doesn't gain any power. But then he has an auto of when he's played from your hand. When his card is played from your hand, add up to 1 red Bardock's Crew with an energy cost of 5 or less that isn't himself from your drop area to your hand, and then you can't play copies for a turn. So he's just your recycle, which is kind of why you want 4 of him. And then there is 3 copies of Saiyan Kaba. So this just helps you awaken quicker if you're not getting your Bardock's Crew out. It's also helps you towards the end game when you got like 2 life or 3 life or whatever, or even 4 life. Because when he swings, you can take a life, hit against 10k and double strike. He's also a target for your unison because it just -2 says red Saiyans energy cost of 3 or less, gain 5k. So it just helps push the end game, which is why I've chosen to put him in there. Alright, on to the 2 costs. So, got 3 copies of Hidden Power E Supreme Kai. You just combo with this to choose the card you combo with it to gain double strike. So it's just there as double strike pressure. For the super combos, gone with 2 Krillin and 2 Raditz. If you've got 4 Raditz, just put 4 Raditz in. I only have 2, so then I just grabbed the, not gonna lie, literally was the nearest super combo to me at the time. It was 4 or less. So that's why I got Krillin. But yeah, do just put 4 Raditz, guys, to be honest with you. Unless you have a personal preference on other super combos, then of course do that. Whichever you're more comfortable with, guys. And then we got 1 free cost, and that's Yamcha Merciless Barrage. I only have the 1 copy. I've just put it in here because why not? it's worth it. So counterplay, you can't activate counterplay skills of other cards for the turn. You choose those 2 of your opponent's battle cards and you get minus 15k power for the turn, and then you get to play his cards, so it gives you a 15k body on the board. And then he has a permanent. You have a red unison card with 2 or more markers in play. You can activate this card's scan skill from your hand without paying its energy cost. So, nice little addition. If you see it, you see it. I thought there was 4 in the deck.
No, we only have 3.
Oh, okay. Well, apparently there's only 3 copies of this. Super Saiyan Bardock, as Jonah likes to call it. But that's literally just because, I don't know if you guys can see, he's got Chill here and he's just going to beat him onto the floor.
Dunk him.
He's going to dunk him onto the floor. But anyway, so yeah, so Super Saiyan Bardock, Super Saiyan Enlightenment. So he's got Unique, Barrier, EX Evolve for 1 red onto a Bardock with an original energy cost of 1. So turn 2, you can have this guy out on the board. Potentially. And then auto, wins Kai's Pledge, you look at top 7 and you place it to 1 Bardock's crew card from among them into the drop area and then shuffle your deck. And then when he attacks, you can play up to 1 Bardock's crew card from your drop area and then choose 2 of your red Saiyans and gain 5k power. Literally it, guys. So it just helps you get a bigger board and buffs them. So there you go, guys. That is my Bardock's crew deck profile. Leave any thoughts you have in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.